What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Welcome to another episode of the Analytical Eye Show. It is your boy Javier. Y'all know who I am. I mean, why I gotta always mention it? But guess what? I like calling out my name because it's a special name. It's a different name, and you need to learn to know the name and how to pronounce the name. And don't ever try to use the name because it is copywritten, it is LLC'd, it is trademarked, and it will be patented hopefully soon. So I'm just joking. I don't know if you can't get a patent on a name. Maybe. I have to look it up, but I doubt it because a patent usually has to come from an original idea that is of a product that can be sold. So, but then again, my name could be sold like as a like on a brand of like a perfume or something. I don't know. I mean like a cologne or something like that. Perfume 2 or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, cheers. Like I said, welcome to another episode. So today we are going to talk about. Sorry, always had to put lip stuff on. Always gotta put lip stuff on. This episode is entitled "Why Do Fathers? Why do fathers?" And I put that in quotations because that's the operative word here. Do that. And what I mean is we're gonna just talk about abandonment and the lack of responsibility, if you will, for lack of a better word, I guess you could say, where men, and this is not just black men, this is just men in general. A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things that I say on the show is really tailored to black people because I can't talk about a white people experience. I can't talk about an Asian experience. I cannot talk about an Indian experience. I can't talk about a Mexican experience. I can't talk about anybody's experience except for black folks or what I see and what I can relate to. You see what I'm saying? Give me one moment. Sorry, I just need to grab a rag. Mainly the rag is for my, as y'all know, my lips, because they usually get that white stuff around, and I'm sure that y'all. The thing for me is if I notice it, y'all notice it, and I feel like y'all can see it. So, and I can also feel it, and a lot of times you may see me lick my lips because that's what I'm feeling is to see if it got dry, because sometimes the lighting and stuff may dry out my lips, or from just constant talking and constant just my lips and stuff, it kind of, But anyways, okay, my apologies, y'all. Sorry, y'all, one moment. So I'm so sorry, y'all. I got into talking about this, just texting happening. Okay, my apologies. So, like I said, so most of y'all know me on the show. Well, I was talking about my lips, but we can move past that. A lot of y'all know me on this podcast, and a lot of time at first I was like, okay, this is not a podcast because this is to say this is a podcast is like dumbing it down. But I actually realized it is a podcast. It's not a talk show, but I like to say it's a talk show. But it's a talk show, it's a podcast, whatever you want to call it. But it is a show nonetheless. But it's still real life stuff that I talk about on this show. So if you ever feel like my voice or my tone or my attitude is very unbecoming or very ghetto or very off-putting, or what do you know, or why are you judging people, because I bet you have a lot going on in your life, and I do have a lot of stuff going on in my life. Hence why I'm able to talk about this stuff. But I really, everything that I talk about is from the heart. So there's no malice, there's no hate, there's no ill will or intent in there. And I want y'all to understand that. So don't get on this podcast or in the comment section and feel like, oh, here we go again and thing like that. I get y'all gonna talk shit about me, but guess what? I don't get into that tit for tat stuff. Y'all can talk shit or be educated or hear from my heart on what things I'm saying. Open up your eyes and your ears and listen. Close your matter of fact, bump that. Close your eyes and listen with your heart and your soul, and you'll hear past maybe the vibrato, the tone, or the aggression, or the anger sometimes, or whatever it is that is coming out of my mouth, and you will hear and understand and process. Maybe listening in on the between the lines of what I'm saying, or some things hits you and be able to relate. Is this podcast is really, this talk show, whatever you want to call it, is really about sparking conversations. Talk about things that meet the eye daily and sparking conversations. And with this episode, it's really to talk about the abandonment of fathers, especially in the Black community. Don't know where it has gone from Black men, no matter what, having the responsibility and staying within the responsibility of their child's life, to where now it's very loose. It's very rapid. It's very lonely. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, we like to blame a lot of things on because the father wasn't in our life. Oh, your child is gay because your father, oh, that's the reason why, because you didn't have no men in your life. Or you are having sex with all these men. You didn't have men in your life, your father in your life, or a good male role model in your life. All of these things that attribute to what we would classify, as least as Black people, of why, oh, you didn't have a father in your life, you didn't have a man to show you the right way. There may be some truth to that. I don't know the statistics, and I would like to hopefully soon with this show be where we start providing you proof and statistics and data and stuff, but we can talk about all the data in the world. No matter if it came from white people, no matter if it came from Black people, no matter if it came from a doctor, no matter if it came from a scientist or a journalist, whatever it is, or somebody that did a study. But we can do all the studies in the world, but look where the studies have led us down: criminalization and drug usage and education and funding and zoning and what's that thing that goes around, the census, all of that. So we can do all that stuff, but really, does it attribute to change? No, it doesn't. It just identifies the few that they've collected data from to put this out there. See what I'm saying? Because not everybody completes that form, or those forms, or votes, or whatever in those categories, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But as y'all know, and I vaguely mentioned, I never said his name because there's no need to say his name, and I never will. But I call him my sperm donor, meaning because he hasn't fathered me. And a matter of fact, I don't even call him fathers because the true father is Jesus Christ, God, Holy Spirit, the man upstairs. I really consider anybody that's human, as humans, their dads. But I do then just say, sometimes I'll say your father, where's your father at, or, because that's the, But I think the title of earning, you have to earn both those names. You know what I'm saying? You can't just call yourself one because that's what duty says. Sorry, hold on. Sorry. But yeah, like I was saying, you have to earn the title of being called a dad or father. You don't. Yes, you get the title when you first find out, hey, I'm gonna have a child. But, and this goes for mothers too, but really particularly with the men, you have to earn the title, and you have to continue to keep earning it. It's a never stop. It's a never ending thing, a never-ending title, that a placard that you, like, God earns his title every day of being called God, Lord, Jehovah Jireh, our Savior, my beginning, my end, my bright, my morning star, the start, the everything that he gets and earns that title off rip. And you want to know why? It's because every day God shows up and shows out. Even when I don't show up and show out, God always brings his A game, no matter what. So that's why he is called God. For us as humans to earn a title, we have to constantly be like God and make sure we're putting our best foot forward. And for fathers, you don't just get the title, oh, because you stuck your penis inside of a woman's vagina and procreated a child. That's one way to do it. But to continue to earn it and have it have true diction meaning behind it is to be there. Show up and show out at every opportunity. And not just on the financial side, although the way that we're moving in this society, that's becoming a big piece of it. It's been a big chunk. I guess in a sense it always has, but really now more than ever, but because of inflation and stuff. But that title has to be earned. And so I guess the reason why I titled this episode the way I did was because it's like, why do, and this is the question I wrote down verbatim. It literally is, why do men create babies and then don't want nothing to do with them, and then when they become an adult want to then be involved? I ask that question because on one hand I look at it as the responsibility isn't there anymore. So now they can come and reap in the benefits. On another hand, I look at it as they couldn't handle the hard work, which is different from responsibilities. And what I mean in the sense of by the hard work is or maybe the dedication, because hard work actually goes with the responsibility. So the dedication of the early years, or maybe mature. But then I also have to say, well, when you found out that you were going to have a child, it stopped being about you and your wants and your desires and your needs. Long as your health is fine, you have to be there for that child in every way possible. In every way possible. And that this child is, although it's a limb from you, almost like how God took a rib from Adam to make Eve, it's a limb from you, basically. But it is its own entity, it's its own person, it's its own soul, and they're going to be completely different from you, and you have to be okay with that. And raise that child as that, but also as just a human being. And however that child moves forth in the world, they will take the backpack that you've given them and go through life with that backpack. But why is it that fathers want to relinquish all responsibility, and then once the child turns 18 or of a certain age, mostly like they're likely their preteens or teenage years, then they want to now be heavily invested in the childhood's life. The child's life, my bad. And I get it, a lot of times it's also baby mama issues and the mama wants to keep you away from your child, or there's other maybe mitigating factors. I get that. But which would then they'd be like, oh, that's out of my control too, or I don't want to deal with the issues, or I didn't want the child, or I told you to abort the child. But why is it it's so easy for a man to have sex with a woman and walk away from all responsibilities, all rights, all requirements, and the woman is stuck holding the bag every time with the children? Every time. Every time. Something that was said to me recently was so monumental to me, that was so great, is that a woman is God, if you look at it. A woman can create life like God can. Men can't do that. Women create life. They board emotion. They board the wisdom that's just naturally instilled in them that nobody else has, but it comes from God. Men don't get that, and I get that. And that's something that hit me. I was like, wow, that is actually smart. Women they're not God, but they're like God. God only gave women, God creates life. And he creates life through women, but the woman can create life. But you have to look at it from the standpoint, God is two things. He's a man and a woman. And the way I say this is listen to my perspective. Because God is a spirit. He's not a human being. God is emotional. That's a woman. As what we say a woman is supposed to be. They're emotional. And that's a good thing. No, not to put that out there like, oh, women, you're too emotional. I'm just describing. And men are the raw, tough, work hard, that. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, both entities have the capability of doing both those things. It's just we've divided down this line almost like white versus black, but with gender, that men are supposed to be this way and women are supposed to be this way, and somehow it pushes down on women more than the man, which then allows the man to hop up and leave when he so ever so pleases, and go out and maybe procreate with another woman, or just leave altogether and just like it rolls off his back. And I'm not saying all men are like that, where they walk away from the situation and they don't have any feelings or any ill will, like, oh, I really did that, or I'm just saying it seems so easy that a man can just get up and go and act like, even if and really act like, and not even act like, but it really portrays and it really shows you this person that you have created, that bores forth from you, that is part of you, is gone. It's like you decimated the child. Don't matter. No, you know what I'm saying? And I don't maybe men, y'all can answer that for me. I'm a man, but I don't understand. And I would like, the reason why I asked this question is because that's happened to me. It's happened to me several occasions. And if it is not, what have you done for me lately, like Janet Jackson said, or something that could benefit him, I'm obsolete. But granted, I don't want him in my life though. So that's fine. I'm cool with that. So I don't harbor any feelings like my sister thinks I do. I don't harbor any ill intent or ill will to him. He's another human being in this life, and I know he's alive. Cool, fine, dandy. But other than that, I bear no responsibility or allegiance to him. Now, to his parents, I do, because they do, not just that they do for me, but they are involved in my life. We talk on a regular basis. They want to know about me. They help me. They teach me through how I see them. They've been married for 50 plus years. And I'm not trying to be mean, but this is their values skipped from them, from their children to me. I don't know, in a sense. That's just how it happened. I'm just going to be honest. The values skipped him and his brothers, or him and his other brother, and then bounced to me. Just going to put that out there. And I'm not going to get on here and just trash talk, but I'm just explaining why I have this question. Because women, you get stuck holding the bag, but you still love a bad boy. He's showing you A, but telling you B, and you believe the B. But A is what he's showing you, and you need to believe A, because that is who he really is. But then you procreate with him, and then he walks off with no bear responsibility to the child, and then comes in. But for me, it's not even just to walk off and go. You have that right. But why is it so easy why come back after the rough times, after the potty training, first walks, teaching them how to read and write, and going through all of that hard stuff of the basic fundamentals of raising a human being, getting them to be where then they leave the nest, but almost before they leave the nest, or they've already left the nest. Now you want to come in and, oh, that's my child, that's my son, yeah, go boy, and it seems like everything is just supposed to be okay. Why is that? And a lot of times the excuses that I have seen, not just through movies and TV shows and reality shows, or just in general, I just see it in real life, where it's, oh, I wasn't ready to be a father, or me and your mother was going through stuff, or it's always seems where it's about you. But didn't the woman put aside the it's about me and say, no, this is about you, because now you are here in this life and I have to provide for you. You didn't ask to be here. It's I don't know. It's a tough one that I have that I hope maybe y'all can help this spark conversation help not only heal some people but also get us to understand the mentality of a man on a realm of someone that is to be classified as a dad or a father. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't get it. I just don't for the life of me. I try to find the reasoning in it or try to find the understanding in it, but it's still very out there. Give me one moment. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure something. I got to make sure technical equipment ain't, messing up and things like that. Hold on. Okay. My apologies. Yeah, that's my question, and like I said, I try to find find the compassion in it. Um, but there's something about having a father in the picture that helps a different type of strength that a woman doesn't have that helps to propel the son or the daughter through life. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's the base. And it's not even the big things. It's really the little things: walking, talking, uh, potty training. But then you have tying a tie, or uh, about boys or about girls. Um, it's those little nuanced things that have a drastic effect on our emotions, our relationships, how we will move through life, our education, how we learn, how we react to things. See what I'm saying? Um, why is it though that men easily can abandon their post? Why? It's so crazy to me. Um, that's all. Honestly, I think that's the only thing I have to say. It was just something that was in me that I just felt like I needed to get on an episode because I try to find a way to think things through the male perspective because I'm a man, so I try to think like but I don't understand it. I really don't. Uh, or even you create a child, you're involved with the child, but then you leave and then you start a whole different family and act like this family now doesn't exist. You ostracize that child, no matter what the circumstances with the family or the mother or whatever it is, and you move forward with this new child and this new child of yours, and you give all that you should have also given to your first child. You see what I'm saying, y'all? See what I'm saying? Because the what is it? I guess you could say the math ain't mathin'. It's just very questionable to me, and it's very sad. And it should be something that needs to be talked about within the black community and every community outside of the black community too. But the mainly, like I said, the reason why I get on the show and I talk is mainly to my black audience because I'm partial. Pretty much, if you look at me, I'm black, but also because I'm partially black. And I only know about black people. I can't speak on shit that's white or anybody anybody else's um, race for that matter. Um, but the where the tradition is lost, the foundation is lost. When I look at, let's say, Asians, the the statue of respect for being a parent in Asian communities is so monumental, so profound, so enriched. in their culture, in their art, in their language, in their respect, in their society. It's almost like, dog, if you walked away from your family, if you walked away from, not even if you was walking away from your family, if you was walking away from your child, you are to be shunned, you are to be ridiculed, you are to be embarrassed, you are to be, yo, what the hell is you doing? It's a rite of passage for a father to be in their child's life. It is so engraved into the life of an Asian, into the traditions, the food, the everything about an Asian, that a father be there. I wish I seen that in the black community. We used to have a very rich tradition, very rich culture, which was African culture, which then transitioned into black culture, which at the height of the 60s was our greatest time for blacks. 50s and 60s, and I have to probably feel because we had so much to fight for, so we all really banded together, and it was really like, no matter if you were Muslim, no matter if you were Christian, no matter if you were Baptist, Pentecostal, no matter if you were atheist, no matter if you were a scientist, no matter if you didn't believe you didn't believe in nothing at all, no matter what it was, black people got together, and no matter it was the good, the bad, and we went through it. But it seems like now, as a whole, we only come together when another black person is killed. We are not our brother's keeper anymore. We're not holding our brothers accountable to the children that is brought forth from their seed. It's always just another ass, and that's all that woman will ever be. But you have a choice in the matter now, man. You back then in slavery time, you didn't have the choice to be a father, because a lot of times you would bear children and then they would be sold off to a slave owner. You have a choice now to be in the child's life. Be in your children's lives. And don't keep procreating with many women and say that you are a dad, because it ain't just about what you can afford and monetary value. It's about the respect, the attention to give to a child. God said, be fruitful and multiply, but that was back then. This is a different time we're living in now. And children need, I don't even understand how a teacher can do it, because it's almost like having the amount of physicality, emotionality, that's a word, mentalness that you have to give to a child is so profound. It's so high on the list. It's so out there that it scares me to want to be a father. And I want to be one day, but it scares me so much, because it's like, you know how much you have to give yourself. It's like being a sacrificial lamb. You nail yourself to the cross for your child. And I'm not talking about protecting them to a fault if they get into crimes or drugs or whatever it is, or something bad that, you looking the other way to protect them, so much so like how rich people do, mainly rich white folks do, and they protect their child. They can commit murder, and you could try to cover it up. I'm just talking about you nail yourself to the cross and allow your blood to drip down into your children's mouth that has full of ambience and life and wisdom and love and knowledge and respect and attention and patience. Men, isn't that something you want for your children? From your seed, from you. This is you. Come out, this is you. Another part of you. And to be able to look at that child and see you, that's you in the reflection pretty much, and just walk away, walk out that door and never come back no more. And maybe, if you are that type of guy that pops back up into their life at a time where, at this point, they're already becoming who they are without you. They've already raised themselves along with their mother's help as best as she's done. You see what I'm saying? That's just the part for me that I kind of, I'm just a little curious about, But yeah, it's very sad that the arc of a black man has kind of changed, where you don't stand by your sister anymore. You don't protect your sister. You don't stand up for them. The children are. It's a pandemic where kids are just in the system. Their mama and daddies done left them, but the direction where men are supposed to lead, we don't have that anymore in our community. Our uncles, our grandpas, our fathers, our brothers, the something, and I can't even call it respect. I can't call it attention. I can't call it whatever it is. It's just it's going down. And I don't know if it's because maybe we're celebrating the wrong things, or we entertain the wrong things, or we're looking at the wrong things, or just not calling people out on their bull crap, standing up, and it's just something is off. And it does have outside effects of, we could say, white supremacy or other things that are attached to it that are of race that are inflicted upon us. But at the same time, when has that stopped black people from getting what they want and fighting for what they want and pushing beyond that stigmatization that has been placed on us, or whatever it is? See what I'm saying? Because when I look at pictures from the 60s, I see the black man. I see that. I see the fight, but I don't see it much anymore. Or it's there, but in a cavalier, just relaxed, showboating type of way, like, oh, just free floating, and whichever way the wind blows you, you go. And I don't understand that. Got to do better, black men. Not all black men are like this. Okay, so I don't want to the ones that are like that, please do better. Because what you do would affect generations and generations to come. We didn't get this far as a black community because we were, floating, or whatever it is you would call it. Is because black men were the black woman's keeper. And there's still a lot of black men out there that are. But there's still a lot more that need to step up to the plate. Show up and show out. I am included. So anything I talk about on this show, I do mention, and I'm a part of that boat too. Show up and show out for the kids. No matter if they are related to you or not. Because at the end of the day, we're all God's children. And we got to look out for the ones that are coming up behind us. And that does start at home. It starts at home. Not just with appropriated discipline, but appropriated monetary, appropriated, or not even appropriated, but just appropriated. I was thinking the word appropriate, but I felt like appropriated was the word. But just appropriate attention, appropriate time, appropriate love, appropriate, and all of these things have to be adequate. They have to be monumental. They have to be the best of the best. At all times. At all times. We gotta get to a place where the value of being a black man, the stature, the requirements of being a black man, or just being a black man, being a father, is important again. Because you are needed, black men. You're wanted. You are needed and you are wanted. I want to let y'all know that. You're needed and you're wanted. You are important to me, to sisters out there, everybody. You are important, men. Men, you are of importance to us. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why God had man and female so he can create life. There's a reason for it. But it starts at home. It starts at the home plate with you. When you swing that bat, you should be trying to swing to strike out every time. Best swings at all times. Don't just, not strike out, but hit a home run. I'm sorry. A bad choice of words, sorry. I'm not a sports person, but I do like baseball, but I'm a little tired. But it's really, you got to show up and try to swing for that home run every single time. Not strike out back to back. Because on those bases out there is black men, other black men. On those bases out there are black women, our sisters, our brothers. And then out there are our children. So anytime you see yourself wanting to walk out the door, or anything where you relinquish your rights, or feel cavalier about, well, I could do what the fuck I want to do and leave the woman holding the bag, look out into that field, that baseball field, and see that if you don't cover your if you don't cover this base right here, they can't move anywhere. They can't get to home plate and win and score a point or better. You know what I'm saying? The bases will stay full, and then when people stay full on a certain spot, chaos ensues. Stuckness happens. Progression halts. But if you show up to that plate every time and you swing the best you can do, I promise you, you won't fail. I promise you won't fail. Bad days, rainy days gonna come, but you gotta sift through it. There's a reason why after it rains, a rainbow shines. And the sun comes back out, and beauty looks amazing. There's a reason why after destruction of a hurricane, firestorm, tsunami, whatever it is, after a Mother Nature tragic disaster happens, everything looks beautiful again. Reason for that. I'm gonna leave y'all with one last quote that I'm gonna say with this, and this is from Jill Scott's song. What is that song called? And she says, and it goes just like this. Say you tripping, say you pimping it, talking about how you demand, but what you are is something different. Byproduct of when Massa ruled your life, spreading babies everywhere. Couldn't think, couldn't care, but you can now. I was trying to do it in the beat, but I'm gonna read it for you. It says, you say you tripping, say you pimping it, talking about how you demand, what you are is something different. Byproduct for when Massa ruled your life, spreading babies everywhere. Couldn't think, couldn't care, but you can now. You can. You can. Damn it, you can. Fathers that have that title, dads that have that title, you can be all that. You can be all that in a bag of chips. But you gotta stop this foolishness, whatever it is. And I'm not gonna even call it out. Whatever the foolishness, whatever's in your mind, stop it. Because your children, your legacy depends on it. Be all you can be for yourself first, because then when you can, and then you create life, you can be all you can for that child. And then that child will do the same thing for that child. Instead of trying to, those pictures you see on social media where they're trying to break this generational curse. You have a 1960, she couldn't break the curse, she couldn't break the curse, she couldn't break the curse, she's trying to, and then trying, like after so many generations, then finally the curse is broken. Break that curse, even if it's a generational curse. If not, just break it. Get up and get out and do something. Don't let this life pass you by. You know what I'm saying? So, just gonna put that out there. But yeah, I just wanted to let that be known and just, just put that out there. And a great way to honor this episode, and a true man, a true father, a true dad, a true leader, the best to ever do it and be in the White House. From 2008, when he was elected, all the way to when his term ended in, what was that, 2016-17, was Mr., not even Mr., but President Barack Hussein Obama. Yes, indeed. He was the first ever black president to be elected. As y'all know, he was the 44th president, and he was born August 4th, 1961, and he is an American politician and a lawyer who served Sorry, as president from 2009 to 2017. He's like I said, he's the first ever black president. Black. He's the first black president. Shit. He also previously held served as U.S. Senator representing Illinois from 2005 to 2008, and as an Illinois State Senator from 1997 to 2004. Obviously, he is married to Michelle, and Michelle's I didn't know her maiden name is Robinson, but they were born in 1992, and obviously they have Malia and Sasha, which are great women, great humble women, smart women. And he's gotten his BA from Columbia University and his JD from Harvard University. And he has won countless awards. He has his foundation. He has schools. He has libraries. He has streets and names and shit named after him. And he also was awarded the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts in international diplomacy, a decision which grew criticism and praise, but nonetheless, he did an admirable job. He led us out of the 2007-2008 financial crisis, where it was almost where we were in a recession. Almost seemed like it was about to be maybe a Great Depression. I don't know. I was only 8 or 9 at the time, so I don't really know too much about that. But I always hear the stories. He's done great for us, and like I said, help us recover from the Great Recession. And he's passed so many great acts and nominees for Supreme Court justices, and just. And led to the secure and capture and killing of Osama bin Laden, which was, obviously the one responsible for 9/11. He's just a great man, great father, great human being, and a great leader. And I wish if we could have him for another 8 years, hell, another 20 years, I believe America will vote him back in office, because not only did he have the popular vote where he got over 100 million votes, both elections, but his electoral colleges were all both in the 300 range. And he had the most record-breaking turnout for an inauguration, most populated ever. Okay? I don't know let's look up some numbers. How many people attended Obama's inauguration? It says over 1 million. Let's see. Trying to get to it. It said the count was 1.8 million people, and then a record-breaking, obviously, on live audience on TV, so he's breaking numbers. He was a stellar president, and he did the best he could, and we honor you, sir, and salute you, sir. I think there was one other thing I was going to look up as far as numbers are concerned, but Obama did his thing. He did his thing. And we, like I said, we appreciate you, sir, and I just want to thank you for all that you've done and continue to do, and the work that you continue to put into this day. And you did your damnedest, sir. So thank you, Mr. President of the United States. Former president, I should say. Barack Hussein Obama. I thank y'all so much for watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. I will see y'all on the next episode. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and TikTok for as long as it's up at Abir Vassal. And you can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at The Analytical Eye Show, and on Twitter at iAnalytical. I thank y'all so much for watching this episode again. Remember to take out the time to talk about things that meet the eye daily. And hopefully this sparks some much needed conversation and talking that needs to be had. And make sure you talk respectfully, please. I appreciate y'all again. Cheers, and I will see y'all on the next episode of the Analytical Eye Show. Hey, what's up, y'all? Okay, let me get some things correct. Sorry. Okay, because I forgot what to mention as far as the statistics for Obama. So y'all thought I was going to let y'all go for a second. No, I'm not. Okay. So against Obama versus John McCain, Obama had won the Electoral College 365, and he had a popular vote of 69,498,516, which was 52.9%. He turned Florida blue. Did y'all know that? He turned Nevada blue. Just saying. He had Pennsylvania. Okay. Now let's move on to the other one. The 2000. In 2012, he had 332 electoral college votes. He had 65,915,795 votes, 51.1% of the vote, and he still had Florida blue, and he still had Nevada blue. So, just wanted to add a couple more stats in there. All right, I'll see y'all next time on the Analytical Eye Show. Love y'all so much. Peace and love, peace and light, and make sure you take out some time to talk about things that meet the eye daily. See you on the next episode. Love y'all so much. Thank you, Love Village. The Analytical Eye Show is presented by Analytical Eye Productions, a AAVR company.